Hi everyone, welcome to the next weekly planner video. Johanna Basford, of course. Happy Tuesday as well. Now, yesterday, I'm sorry I was a bit rushed yesterday getting this one finished. I had a bit of a deadline to get it done because I had a call, but we haven't got that sort of rush today, so hopefully we can take it a bit more slowly and do our little bee. Now, I haven't really got an idea of what to do, to be honest. I've just come on and I'm gonna wing it, haha. So let's come in a little closer, get him in the middle. I think I'll start with the leafy bits. Now if you look carefully at your bee, you'll see that there are leafy sort of limbs, I guess, and legs. So we're gonna, we're gonna do those first. Now something I've noticed here about the wings is that this goes behind the wing. Now sometimes I would draw the item through the wing so you can make the wing look see-through. But because this is made of intricate leaf designs which I can't draw, then, you know, be okay if it was just the edge of something. I could just do a line, but I can't draw the little leafy bits. So we're going to have to make the wings look like they're not see-through, but we can deal with that later when we do wings. But we'd get our green done. Now I quite like the idea of doing a couple of shades of green. Now we've got lots of colour here, so what we need is a sort of neutral green that's going to match anything, I feel. And I tend to feel that this leaf green is quite a good one. I'm just finding my sharpener. Now I'm going to use it on the parts of the leaf. How should I colour them? I think I'll colour the sort of centre and then fade it out. It's a little bit different to what I might normally do, like that. So we've got an edge left, a little bit different. I just feel it's time to do something different. I'm just checking my lights on there. This one, to me, it looks like this is only half the leaf and the other half is tucked behind. So I'm going to do these more traditionally for me, with fading down towards the tip like that, and the same here, like that. And so this one will do that sort of centre bit, and this one will sort of fade down. We'll see how it works out in the end. And like that. I'm going to go over to this side and do the same. It might be hard for you to see. I might end up covering it up with my hand. Oh, we've got this bit which I missed out. I'm just going to block that in. It's a very thin little viney bit. Excuse me, Hannah. It's quite early. Maybe that's why I'm a bit hoarse. I've only had one drink. It is, I said it's early. Just looked at the time. It's 9:30. We were up rather late. Oh, I haven't done this one. And I think I'll do it like that. So, yes, it's the bank holiday Monday. So actually, oh, it's raining again. It's always a joke in the UK that bank holidays are always wet. And it actually stopped raining just now. It's raining again. But I think it's probably because most of our public holidays are at the time of year when it's likely to be raining. So we don't have loads. I'm just checking I've done it all. I think I have. Excuse me, just gonna find my next colour. I'm gonna use this light green. And I'm just going to go over what I've done and fill it in, really. Yes, so our sort of first bank holiday of the year is the 1st of January. Then our next ones are Easter. It's often quite wet on Easter. And then we have 2 in May, the first Monday and the last Monday in May. So again, it's usually quite rainy in May. But then we do have one in August, and that one is probably the best one. And then we have Christmas Day and the day after Christmas Day. So again, they're not really, I mean, the ones around Christmas and New Year, you don't really worry about the weather so much, in the sense of you're not going to be outside, you're probably going to be visiting family, so it's nice if it's not snowy or icy really, although as much as I love snow and ice, actually, you know, you don't want people to be travelling in that sort of condition. It's not at all nice. So I like snow and ice when I know everyone's safe and inside, you know, not when it's, because in the UK we don't have snow tyres, we don't have those snow chains or anything like that, so whoop, can get quite hairy. Sorry, I kicked something under the desk, as I often do. Now I'm looking at our bee, and I've got quite a few leaves in here, so I'm looking at how many layers of flowers there are. I'm thinking got a couple on top of the head, and then we've got this sort of bunch here, which is quite a mix of different flowers, and then we've got a stripe, a stripe, a stripe, a stripe, and a stripe. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've sort of got 7. We could do a rainbow, but I don't know if I want to really. I'm thinking maybe more bee colours. So stripes of bees, you know, often black and yellow, and we've got quite a lot of black here and here, which I think is what Johanna was thinking. But I'm thinking I won't go black because that's quite dark, so maybe go brown, so maybe do a sort of yellow and then maybe a browny gold, something like that. So that's what I'm going to try and do. So let's start. I'm going to actually start at the bottom and work up. For me that's going to be easier. I'll come in a tad closer, you don't need to see the top of the antennae. So down here, now the centres, darker or lighter? Let's do the petals first. So this bottom one is going to be our lighter yellow, I think. Yes. Actually, we could do 2 types of yellow. That might be better. So we've got this sort of orangey yellows, like this. This is our dark cadmium yellow, and I could do a dark cadmium yellow and a cadmium yellow and a light cadmium yellow. So let's do all the cadmiums. Okay, so these 3. So we use those for one row. And then next row we'll do light Naples on ochres maybe, so it's a little bit different. So I'm going to start with my dark cadmium yellow and do the very centre part of the petal here. And try and fade it out a little bit towards the tip. Now we have got leaves on our next layer, not on this layer. I can see them here. So that's something to bear in mind. I might just leave those until after I've done all the flowers. Sometimes it's better to do that and have a think afterwards. So there's that first bit. Now I'm tempted to do every row that I'm doing in this colour with this now. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to go to this row. I think this will be a bit quicker. I know it's not necessarily a race, but it makes it a little bit more interesting for me doing it this way rather than doing each row at a time. But we'll see. There we go, and the last one. These are pretty, aren't they? These look all fluffy and nice. I haven't really had too much of a thought about the centres yet, but I think I've got an idea. Now these are quite small. It's going to be quite hard to fit 2 colours into some of these petals, but I'm just going to put a layer of this in and do my best. That's all I can do. Gosh, the rain is loud. I doubt you can hear it, but it was quite fun yesterday actually. I was chatting to my sister on Skype, and that's why I had to hurry on my video yesterday. That was when I'd made the first part of this, because it was coming up time for Skype, and she was having a thunderstorm and it was so loud, and her little cat was sitting by her. She's got like a patio door which is fully glass, and the little cat was sitting there watching the rain. It's really sweet. So I'm going to miss out the whole of this big section here and just do these 2 on the top. Okay. I think he sort of wanted to go out, but he sort of didn't, if you know what I mean. Okay, so now I'm going to grab the cadmium yellow, and I'm actually just going to go over all of the petals now, right from edge to tip, to finish them off. I'm just going to sharpen it a little bit. There we go. And there we go. So my boys were talking this morning about their YouTube channels, which is quite fun. My one son did a live stream on, I'm going to get this right, Twitch, that's the name. And then he downloaded it and popped it onto his YouTube. Now he hasn't put anything on his YouTube channel for a long time. He tends to just put his world record speedrun attempts on there so that the people who compile the lists of the world record times have got proof, you know, and so it's not really very exciting or meant for anyone to watch. He does have one video that he made from a particular game. Apparently there aren't many videos from that game, and he was defeating a particular boss, as they call it, you know, enemy, and it's 30 seconds long, yeah, and it's had tens of thousands, I think 47,000 views. And when he put this new video up, that one got loads and loads of new views, and he's just like shocked. He's not in it for the views. It's not what he's doing it for. He's just, you know, and he was just like, wow. Now I am wondering, I'm going to try this, whether I can just use this cadmium yellow for the centres, keeping it quite cool and you know, a bit paler, and I think it will really help to emphasise this yellowness of our stripe, if that makes sense. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with the leaves, but you know, it'll come to me. It always does, or I just grab something. Now for the other row, I want something a bit darker. I'm thinking maybe go for, I'm going to use this green gold, but should we go darker or lighter with it? I think if we really want to make them look different, we need to go a little bit darker. So I'm going to use this teeny tiny brown ochre. I don't know if I've got another one. I'll have to have a look. It needs sharpening as well. Poor little pencil. There's going to be none left. You can still see the word ochre. I will, I might have to get my pencil extender out in a minute, see how it goes. I think I will. There we go. Yeah, I need to see if I've got another one of these. I've got a few backup pencils, but not all of them. So, let's see what I've got. I'm trying not to buy pencils at the moment, but for certain sets that I use for videos, I really need to do make sure I've got them for you. But oh, for me, not really for you, are they? Yeah, I'd love to send you all a set of pencils, but no. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? But anyway, yeah, I need to keep up with a few. But I think I might have a spare of this one somewhere. When we left the EU, Brexit happened, my husband said you must buy a tin of polys because they'll get really expensive because we didn't have a trade deal with Europe. Oh, it's really boring, isn't it? Talking about politics, but I'm not really. I'm just sorry, I've got to wipe my nose. So I bought a tin of another tin of Polychromos, and so I had a spare. But this pencil is actually quite a new one. The writing is in lowercase, whereas the old ones are in capital letters. So I don't know if I've got one but I always go to coloured pencil shop to buy my replacement pencils. She's really good. I don't think she's the cheapest, but a little independent, you know, she's an artist herself, a pencil artist, you know, so I like supporting her, but and I know that she does environmentally friendly packaging, so she uses sort of cardboard and paper. She plants trees each month with some of her profits, and it's all lovely, you know. And as much as now I'm going to do all of these in this colour too, so I've just got to try and work out which bits are flower, etc. But yeah, it's nice to support a smaller company as well, and a sort of fellow artist, as it were. But it's Coloured Pencil Dot Shop, and I know you can buy them off Amazon, but actually I don't know if they're much different in price. I do have an Amazon voucher, so I don't know, but I was going to spend that on something else, not colouring related, something boring, householdy stuff, but we'll see. I'm just seeing if I've got more. I think I have. Okay, so that's the brown ochre. Now we're going to use the green gold. I'm just going to sharpen it. I mean, we can see actually that there it's going to look quite different to the bright yellow. So here it is, green gold. Again, this one is one in lowercase. It's been used a lot. I'm going to put this over the top of the whole petal, like I did before with the cadmium yellow. Excuse me. Now, if I was doing a proper bee, you know, one that wasn't covered in flowers, I would make it a bit darker on the edges to give it more shape, but practically trying to do that with this would be really tricky to make, you know, the flowers on the edge a bit darker than the ones in the middle and that sort of thing. I'm just not up for that sort of detailing, you know. But I think this will work. I'm feeling happy with how it's looking. Maybe these flowers should be a bit darker, but I rather like this sort of bright look. We could do the centres in a darker colour, you know, like a darker brown. I think I might do that, but I mean, I don't know. I was quite thinking I was going to use the Naples yellow for the centres, but now I'm thinking maybe I need to use like a sepia or even a walnut brown or something, just to make this sort of bit look a little bit darker. It's obviously up to you what you do with yours. I was thinking of doing a Chris Chen tutorial soon. I'm colouring in Ivy at the moment, and I'm doing the page where she's thinking and there's all that thought coming out of her head, and I've done that bit, or I'm working on that bit. What I'm doing in my Ivy book is I'm colouring pages that I've already done for you in the planner. So that one was, I think it was a couple of years ago, but there's a video of that page, so I'm colouring that one for myself. And lower down on the page is the picture with the little mouse blotting the ink off the plant. And Chris Cheng has done a beautiful, absolutely stunning tutorial of that one, and she's even drawn in grass and a pattern on the dress, and it's quite ambitious, although it's not one of her longer ones because it's quite a small design. Some of hers are split into 3. They're quite long. I do find with Chris Cheng it takes me about 6 hours to do 1 hour of video, so if it's split into 3, that is a lot of work, time, etc. But this little mouse one I've admired for so long, but it looks so hard, so I'm wondering whether to do it or not, or whether to do it as a video for you. I don't know. Oh, the sun's come out. It's stopped raining. It's really bright suddenly. I'm like, oh, bright. I don't know if that is affecting the colour on the, my camera is very good at adjusting to the colour, so that's good. Oh, I missed a bit. There we go. So there's all our flowers. Now the centres, as I was debating and thinking, I am going to use a brown. I'm not going to use the sienna, the burnt sienna, which I had thought about because it's a little bit orangey. I want to stick to a brown. I think I'll use the Van Dyck brown. Oh, that way. There he is. Now I was thinking while I was colouring this that this probably goes very out of focus when my hand is over the page, because the camera likes to focus on whatever's near the middle. So if that's my hand, then it puts the page out of focus. And the closer I am, the more that out of focus bit affects it. Now I could set the camera to have a fixed focus on the page, but what that means is that if I put a pencil here to show you the name, it'll be out of focus. So I'm sort of a bit stuck, because I know I probably don't hold the pencil there for long enough, and most of you have the sound on so you can hear me say what the pencil is. But it's tricky. I mean, I could, of course, in post-processing or, you know, editing, put the name of the pencil on the screen. And I've considered doing that, but it is so much work. It would take so long. It would mean that I could probably only do 2 videos a week. So I figure that it's probably better, and it would drive me batty. I hate editing. Well, hate's a strong word. The editing I do is really simple, so I don't hate it, you know. But if I had to do lots of detailed editing, now, so I'm probably not going to change what I'm doing. Let's put it that way. Leafage. I don't think I want to go the same colours as what we've done on the legs. Let's do it differently. I'm thinking I want to go a bit darker. So I'm having a look at what I've got, and I'm thinking this green is slightly on the browner side. The chromium green opaque. It's still green. We do have a browner green, but I want it to look green, and it's got to stand out from the black a little bit. Oops, my sleeve's catching on something. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use just the one green on all the leaves because they're quite fiddly. Although I could potentially use a lighter green on our lighter row. Maybe I should do that. Yeah, let's keep this darker green on these brown leaves and then go a bit lighter. That's it. Change my mind. Oh, so that's this one and that one here and there. Okay, these haven't got any leaves, but these have got loads. And those leaves, what should we do with it? I think we'd make those lighter. I'll do these that look like they might be attached to here. I don't think they are though. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, if I had like an editor, I could put the colour names up on the screen, but I don't. And apparently some people get one at 10,000 followers. I don't know how they can afford to do that. But anyway, now on the lighter ones, obviously I want a lighter green, but you know, I want it to be different to this, so I'm going to go for the May green because that's more of a, it's a very different tone to this. So I'm going to give it a sharpen. Oh, I've got some cereal or something in my throat, a bit of oats or something stuck. To go and get a drink in a minute. But anyway, how long have we been going? Oh, it's okay. I think this video is going to be significantly longer than. See, is that bit a bit of leaf? I'm going to colour it as leaf because I don't think if it was going to be black, background, Johanna would have coloured it black. Yeah, I'll keep going and do the wings. Now wings are an interesting prospect. How do you do them? Well, you can sort of make them look see-through-y. Now sometimes I do them like sort of pearlescent with pinks and purples and blues and whites and things. I think we could do that. Now around the eye look we've got a little bit. I'm going to just do that with a grey. I think I'm going to use this one, the coal grey 4. Just go around there. Eye. So let's have a think about our wings. Now I want a light pink, a light purple. So our lightest purple is our violet, so that's easy. Now the pink, we could either do the light magenta or the pink madder lake. I think I'm going to use the pink madder lake, and a light blue, which would be this one, the sky blue. Okay, now we need to use them lightly. Now with prismas it's not always easy to go light, so we're going to do our best. So I'm going to grab my blue first, just doesn't matter, and just hold it low down on the side, and then you can get a much lighter colour. You see, just a bit there, and I'm going to put a bit here. And the same, I'm going to try and make them symmetrical, I think. Like that. Then we're going to grab our pink Madder Lake. Going to do this on the tip. This is a bit darker. Try and keep it light, she says to herself. Like that. And maybe there. So a bit here. And a bit there. And then the violet, and sort of gonna fill in the gaps, so a bit there and there, and that sun is bright again, a bit there, so it doesn't really matter where you do which, just fill in the gaps. Okay, it's not very bright, that's the idea. I want a good white pencil. I'm going to grab this Prismacolor that I just happen to have. Make sure the end is clean. You don't want to spread some other colour over. If you've only got a white Polychromos, then you can use it, but this Prisma is much better. The idea is to try and go over the top of the white markings as well. Can you see how that's fading, that black line? And this will sort of form a sort of fuzzy look to make it look like our wing, it's sort of semi see-through. Now I have been asked to do a tutorial on how to do fairy wings. This is the way I would do them. Can you see the difference? And then this one too. Now if I was doing something showing through the wing, I would do it before this layer. In fact, I would do it before that layer. I'll do it first. But so if I was going to do this joining into there, I would draw that in but colour it lighter than this. And then when you go over it with the white as well, it makes it even lighter, so it looks like you're peering through the wing at the item. I have done it before on some things. The only problem I'm finding with doing this is that the black that I'm colouring over is slightly smudging into the colours underneath, so I've got a slightly grey, brownish look, which isn't ideal. I think if I was using a Luminance pencil, it might not do that, or Chinese white. the Prismacolors do tend to smudge, which is why people use them as blenders. There we are. Now, there's a number of different things you can do here. You can take a white pen and go over all the black lines to make them sit back even further. I'm just going to sharpen my Prisma. I haven't got my right sharpener here. But anyway. No. It was a very successful sharpening, not. Alright, so I've got a Caran Dash White here, which is sharper. I just want to go over those corners where I missed it because my pencil wasn't sharp enough. There we go. So make sure all the black lines are covered over. Then what I'm going to do, there we go, is get a, now you could do different things. I'm going to use this Pan Pastel Pearlescent White Fine Pearl Medium on top of the wings to make them look slightly shiny. Now, I've got to find my, here they are. It's unlikely that you have this. If you don't, then you can use a glitter pen, some stickles. Let me see, there's some really nice stickles that would work really well actually. No, not them. Where are they? These diamond stickles. I might put some of them on as well actually. I've also got, this is some 3D pearl paint. This is silver, it's not necessarily going to work very well. But if you had like a pearlescent white, that would work. But I'm going to put a layer of this on. I can see that it's actually discoloured on here. I'm just going to clean the top. It's got some sort of green on it or something. So take a layer onto here and then just dab it on here. I find that if you smudge it too much, it takes the pearl away. Actually, it's working really well. And you've got a sort of pearlescent sheen. I don't know how well you can see that, but if I tip it to the light, look at that. You can see the difference. It probably would have been better with a slightly thinner applicator than this great big spongy thing, cloth thing, but I think it's just about working. There we go. So there they are, shiny. It's quite hard to show you on camera, but this is, just so in case you didn't see, this is a Pan Pastel fine, white fine pearl medium. They're really expensive. Right, let's clean the desk, and I'm going to put some stickles on as well. I've actually made a mess of that, I can just see. I'm going to try and erase it off a bit because I've gone out the lines there. Yeah, you can erase pastel, which is nice. There we go. It does tend to smudge a bit because it's pastel. I'm just going to brush it off. There we go. And what I'm going to do with my stickles is I'm just going to shake them a bit. I haven't used them for a while. And I'm just going to go around the edge of each wing. So I'm not going to, I'm just going to split them out on a bit of scrap paper first, because the end of my container is pink. And then just going to go around the edge. Now when I'm in a colouring book, I tend to be a little bit cautious about using stickles because they leave quite a thick line behind, which you have to then try and colour on top of. In this book, because of the ring binder, I can sort of fold the page so I don't have to lean on this one. So they're much better if you're using single-sided books or sort of thing. There we go. Now you could go over every part of the wing, but it's so detailed and complicated. There you are, let's see. I decided to just stick to the edge. Now, there was one more thing I was going to do. Yeah, we've got this line. Hang on. Got a line around the outside. Can you see that? I was wondering whether to put some stickles on there. I've got a green, which I thought might look like a vine. This is actually holly. It's Christmas. I'm just giving it a bit of a shake. I'm going to splurt it out onto my scrap paper first, because I haven't used it for a while. There we go, again. And then I'm just going to do this line. Now, I've not got the steadiest of hands. Oh, this one's a bit sticky. There we go. So just everywhere there's a line. Now you could do this with a glitter pen. I had to have stickles. I just haven't used my stickles for a while. I've forgotten how beautiful they were. They're a little bit tricky. I'm going to have to turn my book around because there's no way that's going to be dry. And I will just put my hand in it, otherwise let's have him upside down. I'm sure he doesn't mind. I feel like I want to do those lines on the wings. I feel like they look like they need doing. But I'm thinking maybe if I do them just with a glitter pen rather than more stickles, then they'll look a little bit different. So I've got these Stardust pens and I could use the silver. But I think what I'm going to do is use, I've got a glitter pen without gel. Here it is, number 700. I'm going to use this. How am I going to reach it without getting my hand on top of the... This is quite the challenge that I've set myself. But it's easier than using the stickles because it's quite fine. I'm not even sure if that was right. Yeah, it's very fine. You can't really see it very well, but I just feel like it needs it. I'm just going to scribble my pen. Yeah, it shows up a little bit better now. It's just because it's writing on top of that pearl medium as well. It's not showing up so well. That's okay. There we go. I'm just going to turn it around and do the other side. You can see the light catching the pearl medium now. I've never seen it look so good, actually, interestingly. I didn't do anything different when I applied it. Maybe I applied it a different thickness. Maybe it's because of the colour underneath. I'm not convinced this pen is actually writing. I wonder if it's run out. No, it's writing on my my book. I wonder if it's just struggling to write on top of the stickles. Just trying to keep my cardigan away from that green stickles. I don't think that's going to come out if I lean on there. Now I'm not convinced. Oh, I can see a bit of a line then. When I missed and did it wrong, I could see it. Typical. There we go. I'm going to leave it there. I'm just going to tip it so you can see some of the shine. But it's really hard to photograph. But it's come out a bit, not too far. You can see, don't want you seeing the messy desk. But there we go. There is our bee. As I say, you don't have to use the stickles. If you want to use, the glitter hasn't shown up on the pearl medium at all well. So if you wanted to outline your leaf, you might have to go slightly outside of what you did with the pearl medium, but you might not have that anyway, so it doesn't matter. But there we go, there is our bee. So thank you for watching. Hope you have a really super Tuesday and happy colouring.